Hello and welcome to the final Siren with Duck and Oz. The Siren has just sounded on a Dockers win. The Fremantle Dockers 99, just really close to turning up Oz to Port Adelaide 91. And don't, Dockers fans out there, don't tell me you don't get value for money when you come and watch the Dockers, mate. Because we're up by 40 points and we thought, shall we give the fans and keep them entertained, edge of their seats? Should they just stay around, maybe hang around for a couple of goals? And unfortunately, Port Adelaide got right on top in that last quarter and kicked 5-1. And, you know, the two misses at the end were pretty unbelievable. But, look, managed to get the chocolates in the end. Oz, you banked the win. It doesn't matter how you do it. In the paper, it says we've won. So that's all that matters. And, you know, we move on to St Kilda next week now.
Yeah, look, definitely. The three-quarter time speech by J-Lo probably had something, I guess a message, something along the lines of, let's just calm it down, boys. We don't want to blow this out.
Yeah. Keep the fans entertained.
We don't want them leaving early.
Yeah.
There's plenty of jam donuts left. What we need to do is just play to the fans. But, gee, I'll tell you what, the third quarter was sensational. So positives from me. Third quarter was great after being jumped in the first, fought our way back in the second. Third quarter, sensational. And in the fourth quarter, Port Adelaide just showed the competition why they are so highly regarded on their day. And they just managed to jump and then potentially get ahead. And I tell you, if it wasn't for two uncharacteristic misses, as you mentioned, they really should have been ahead.
But also, mate, let's put these guys up on a pedestal. Andy Brayshaw's rundown tackle at the end. A steaming forward. They've got guys inside 50 all by themselves, and he's managed to cause a turnover. And that was just, I mean, that epitomises Andy Brayshaw.
Yep.
He's not about, you know, he racks up his 30 every week. Bank him for that. But it's those efforts. Yep. It's that inside work and that extra grunt and just determination. And, I tell you what, mate, had me licking him, that little act. And also, a guy who came back, a milestone man who came back into the team this week, in Nathan Wilson. Another forgotten man of the Fremantle Dockers that managed to, that effort out on the outer wing.
There was two crucial contests.
Spoil, tackle, gets the mark as well. Like, all those little things just all added up. And I thought Nathan Wilson actually played a really good game. You know, and it's always like, oh, you know, Wilson, what's going on with him? Is he playing? What's happening? Like, you know, and he played an outstanding game, I thought, today.
One of the things we've talked about before, which is underrated from Willow, is his hardness. And, you know, you think the stature of the man, he's not a huge guy. But we've talked about it before when he's ran into a point post and decided to take himself out. And he just does the hard things. He gets knocked around the noggin, but he just bounces back up. I thought he added a little bit of hardness to that back line and that grittiness, and he was just willing to win that dirty ball. And one of the things, the thing that you mentioned before, like just that will to get to that contest, and that's what you need. It's all about the 1%ers.
Yeah.
And how many players can get those 1%ers, get the ball moving forward. And ultimately, that was the difference in the game.
Yeah, and if you look, I mean, along with Jordan Clark, Brandon Walker, Hayden Young, I mean, Wilson's ended up with 19 disposals, Young 20, Walker 20, and Clark, who I thought had played his best game for the club, absolutely outstanding. And it wasn't just, I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? Because the biggest applause Clark got during the game was the big spoil in the last quarter, you know, and that's, as a defender, you know, defend first mentality, that's as important as all the touches he's got. But he was unbelievable today. Best game in purple, I think. And he's actually banked together a couple of really good games in a row. Since Chapman's gone out of the team, injured, he's kind of stepped up in that place.
Yep.
So I think Jordan Clark's looking like another really great recruit and another really great off-season move by the Dockers that they've pieced together that's allowed us to have this team that is challenging, is a red-hot sniff for the flag, is book the bus kind of #flag mantle kind of stuff, mate. You know, so I just thought Jordan Clark in particular, absolutely outstanding today. Probably my best on.
Yeah, look, 29 disposals. I think he had 20 to half. It was ridiculous and killing it, and 418 metres gain. But it was just the way he was using the footy. He was so clean. And we've said this before, this is his first season with a full run at it. So just imagine with that continuity what he's going to be for the football club moving forward, which is awesome. Good looking rooster too, just as a side note. But one of the things that we love about Willow is his drive off the back line. And again, Clark. is his drive off the back line. And I love the way he hits those targets and we keep that momentum in that supply chain. So, geez, mate, I tell you what, a great game from him today. Probably his best.
Yeah, definitely best. And like along with Young, now let's have a quick chat about Young's mark of the year.
Mark of the century.
Well, mark of the year, and then pretty quickly Georgiadis has nearly beaten it. Then Logue stepped up and said, well, I want to have a crack at this Hilux. And then Lockie Schultz in the last 30 seconds is like, boys, I need a Hilux ASAP. Nowhere near it. But Young's mark, mate, unbelievable. And a lot of it was the landing.
Yes.
And
twisted.
Mate, last night I was watching a bit of Ridiculousness, the TV show, and they had this. Obviously their thing's the scorpion, where someone like falls on their front and their legs flip over the front of them and they look like a scorpion. But I thought there might have been a bit of scorpion action there, but no, just on his back. But the landing is as important as anything.
Yes.
You know, and the fact that he landed like on his back, I was like, oh, I hope he's all right. But jumped up, great kick, and then Georgiadis was just like, nah, mate. Like, that Hilux is mine. I'll take that bad boy.
Does he lose anything, though, for, like, spraying the kick?
Well, how many
times... To me, he doesn't deserve Mark of the Week because of that. I think it all goes to Young.
Well, that's the thing, mate. Young might not even get Mark of the Week, but he could, in a weird way, win Mark of the Year. I don't know how it works, but definitely in the top 5 marks so far this year. Absolutely unbelievable. And Georgiades. And, look, mate, as well as that, the 2 goal of the years, just about. Firstly, from Sarong.
Yep.
Very similar to the Geelong game in the wet out here. So really fantastic there. And the great work by the Freo media team of just putting up the guy just like, oh my God. Mate, imagine if he was wearing some kind of Eagles paraphernalia. It would have been even funnier again. But fantastic goal. Yeah. And then Charlie Dixon goes bang and just goes, anything you can do, I can do better.
It.
Yeah, absolutely just like banana armour from in the pocket, mate. But he was... that was really, really just a game full of highlights.
It was a free-flowing game that great for the crowd, not great for the coaches. They'd probably look at that and go, gee whiz, the ball's pinging around a fair bit. We're probably not structuring up as well as what we could. But it was great for the fans. I know I was up and about and enjoying it. Probably not the first 10 or so minutes of the game when they jumped us early, but again, we fought back, and once we got the game on our terms, we looked really good. That was the Fremantle that we always come to expect now, and that's good that we have that high expectation. And then that third quarter, mate, it was just unbelievable. I mean,
third and I actually think the second quarter was better, mate.
I mean, we kicked
second
more
quarter,
the second,
third quarter,
third, just the way that we came out.
Well, 10 goals in the second and third quarter combined. We kicked 10 goals, so great work there, and a big pinchy man got around it. The big roaring lobster, mate. Rory Lobb. 5 goals, 1, I think, in the end.
Served up on a platter last week.
Kicked them all down one end.
Well this week.
Yeah, definitely bounced back from a pretty substandard performance
from his
illustrious standards, and probably could have kicked 2, missed one at the end, but he's bounced back with 5 goals, 1, and I thought he was the dominant big man out there for long periods of time, and he looked like he was going to take the game by the scruff continually, and was a real threat down forward. Mate, what about this, Oz? Just want your thoughts on the midfield without Fife. Fife ended up playing the high half forward role, rolled up to the contest and became an extra at the contest at the stoppages. Did a lot of defensive work, did a lot of blocking for Brayshaw, and has kind of taken a step back. I don't think he had one centre bounce attendance. Didn't look like he was in the midfield at all and was playing in the half forward.
Well, agreed. And I thought right at the end, did you think that, do we break the emergency glass and shove him in there? I thought that might have happened, but we stuck to our guns and didn't work that out. Once Port got on that run, I thought we were great and decided to hold our form and hold our structure and stick to it, and that's great. I think that's great confidence for the young guys, rather than break the glass and throw them in there. But I really like the game, even though the possessions it doesn't add up to what Fife is used to. I thought what he was able to provide. I thought he was definitely running 2-way. I definitely thought he was using his body more. He was getting in the contest and tackling and trying to take marks, which is great. So a better game from Fife. And each game that he plays, he's just getting better. So we've got to remind ourselves.
Mate, if we can get a goal and 20 disposals from Fifey playing that half-forward role for the rest of the year, you take that to the bank every day of the week. And was unlucky not to kick another one down this end where there was a bit of scrap heap challenge. took like an absolutely outstanding mark that wasn't paid,
Yep.
where it just got bulleted to him, and he was just like, bang.
Yep.
Like, that was nearly,
of course
nearly like
it's-
mark of the year, mate, because
Yep.
it's that rowdy. Don't know how many people would have taken that. But I think in the end, when you look how well Mundy played, how well Steak Knives played, how well Brodie played, and how well Brayshaw played, I thought the balance was a lot better with just those four. Chuck in James Ash, who was on the wing and rolled into the guts every now and again.
Yeah.
You know, like I just thought the balance, and if you look at the clearances, you know, won the clearances by 20, and apart from that last quarter, pretty much dominated the clearances. So, you know, like I think that's a much better balance, and that's probably something that we've been like it's been talked about amongst Freo fans, hasn't it? What's going to happen with Fife when he comes back? Does he go forward? Where does he play? What role does he play? And this role, although it isn't the most glamorous role, it's probably the hardest role in footy.
Yep.
High half forward, mate. It's no man's land. It's where footy players go to die, mate. It's the graveyard shift, as my man Cow Wally loves to say. But, mate, it is so crucial. If you have a guy who can play that well, like a two-time Brownlow medalist, then we've got something on there, because not only is he a threat in the air, he's a threat on the ground. The players you just get attracted to him because it's like, oh crap, Fifey's near it, and it draws the other players in, and it allows the other guys like your Logue, like your Switter, like your Freddie, who I thought Freddie had he had a fantastic game today.
Yep.
He just got out on the leash and got out in space, and I think he really does, you know, at what's it called? Marvel Stadium now? Just about called Telstra, Colonial Stadium. At Marvel Stadium, it's probably a bit narrow, and that's why he didn't play that well last week. It was the fact that it's a small, narrower ground, and he can't get out. Whereas out here on the open expanses, out the back, probably could have had a couple more goals. Set up the last goal that Schultze kicked, and got on a couple himself. Kicked a really important goal in that third quarter.
And just before you go any further, mate, one guy, hopefully we don't forget him. Griffin Logue today played a fantastic game without getting all of the stats that wouldn't necessarily support that statement. So I thought his contest was amazing. Like, he was just able to get to contest. If he wasn't taking the mark, he was bringing it to ground. He is an awesome hit-up target. Like, he presents really well. His hands are amazing. But what I love about him is his second efforts and his third efforts. And he's just not willing to give up on the contest. And I think if you look at it last week, it's almost we missed that, you know, lead up, but also when the ball goes to ground, we need someone to butter up and have that second and third effort. And that's what Griffin Lowe gives you. And, you know, he may not be kicking goals or whatever the case may be, but you know what he does? He gives us a good target, and he butters up and gives opportunities to others. So
and with potentially Tabs out for another couple of weeks with a hamstring, although I don't know how bad that is. He's had some hamstring issues this year. You know, Logue's ended up with 3 goal assists, mate, and that's, I mean, just getting involved and like you said, the tackles. You know, the defensive pressure, the spoil from behind, you know, just that defend first mentality when the ball does go down there. And if he gets caught out of position, he's going for it. And I tell you what, mate, that mark on the wing, although it was a really good mark, it was a really important mark as well. Just kind of let off some steam a bit every now and again, you know, just that release valve. Just like, all right, we'll get it out. And, you know, if Logue is going to play maybe even a higher role as the, like, play that Tabernar role up at centre half forward, maybe next week against St Kilda, it's going to be really important because, you know, we lost to St Kilda last time we played them, and one of the reasons is because their
bogey team in Melbourne.
Mate, old mate Battle, took us to the cleaners with his intercept marking, you know, and it'll be interesting to see how we go this time because it was a king 5 minutes of power where he kicked like 3 goals. I think Higgins kicked 4. And it was just like, whoa, man, what is going on? And all of a sudden we're behind and we just lost. But a really another big litmus test at the Telstra Dome again. Or sorry, Marvel Stadium. Keep thinking it was Telstra Dome. Bloody hell. Bloody start calling it Docklands. You know, at Docklands. And it's gonna be a big challenge because, mate, I have no doubt if we end up playing in Melbourne during finals, they'll probably chuck us there. They'll probably be like, they might even say go down to Cardinia Park. Yeah. Like, who are you playing? Like, oh, we're playing St Kilda at Cardinia.
Yeah, why not?
Like, Princess Park, mate, get us out there. But look, it's important that we learn how to play that oval, which we have traditionally been not too bad at, played a bit better, and it'll be interesting to see how we go on Saturday night. So Saturday night versus St Kilda, Saturday night versus Sydney, Friday night versus Richmond, Friday night versus Melbourne, Saturday versus the Dogs, and then Saturday night Derby, and then TBC. What's the bet? That's on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah,
versus
Sunday
Gold
afternoon,
Coast,
3:40.
mates.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good, looking forward to it.
In Canberra or something, somewhere like that. It is in Canberra, actually. It is in Canberra. It's in Canberra. So, yeah, no doubt. All right, guys, on that note, we'll go to our special guest interview, and we'll be back after the break.
Yeah.
All right, we're joined on the final siren by a guy who was my best on ground and has played back-to-back, according to AFL Player Ratings, career best games. Jordan Clark, welcome to the final siren.
Thanks for having me, lads.
So, mate, tell us about the final quarter. Obviously, heart-stopping moments, mate. We had them on toast. Three-quarter time, we're up and about. There's a lot of high-fiving, a lot of fist-pumping going where we were, and then the fourth quarter, obviously, the ascendancy went the other way. They had momentum. Tell us about your thoughts on the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you summed it up pretty well. They just came at us, threw their best footy at us, and to be honest, my heart was in my mouth for a bit as well. They kicked the first couple of goals of the game and the last couple of goals of the game, and apart from that, I thought we were really good. So,
yep.
Just got to work on that stuff and get that right next week.
Now, you've come over from Geelong, mate, back to WA. Really great to have you back in purple and playing purple, not back in purple, playing in the purple, mate. How have you found settling back into Perth and the beautiful weather with Go over here and the beaches and all the great stuff that Perth has to offer?
Yeah, I've loved it. A big part of me coming home was to be around my family a lot more, and I think that's paid dividends with me and my footy and my life outside of footy. And apart from the club's going really well as well, which makes life a bit easier at the moment. So, I've really enjoyed it. And obviously, the beaches and all that stuff are a wonderful thing to have over in WA.
Nice, mate. Look, you touched on it, but I was going to ask you about whether or not family and friends really help you or have helped you to find your form, because clearly what you've shown us this year, you just go from strength to strength, and Duck mentioned it before, mate, 2 games back to back, and today hit a lot of career milestones against Port Adelaide today with career highs, which is great. Have you really noticed that, that confidence and your form improving, and that's based on being at home? You feel more comfortable here?
Yeah, I feel a lot more comfortable here, and the club's been really good for my development, and to a credit, Geelong has been really good to my development as well. Particularly at Freo, Matthew Boyd, JL, and Tendai Mazungu have been really helpful for me and really made my footy come a long way really quickly. And I think it's a credit to those guys.
Nice. And how have you enjoyed, I guess, at Geelong at times you're playing on a wing up to a half forward and forward pocket? Have you enjoyed being back in the half-back flank, mate, part of the back six?
Yeah, no, I've loved it. Obviously, I spent a lot of time at the Cats on the wing and thrown around a little bit. And, it's good to just have a nice little bit of consistency and find my feet in the back half. And like I said, got some really good players around me helping me get better, and some really good coaches that are helping me develop as well. And I hopefully have a lot of development left in me and can keep bringing my strengths week in, week out.
Nice. Mate, look, what has the supporters, including us, licking our lips is the pace in which you display coming off that half-back line, and the delivery by foot is sensation too. We had Walker on a few episodes ago, and he talked about how quick he was. He was talking himself up a fair bit and said he's possibly the fastest in the team. You reckon you can rival him there?
I'll break it down. I reckon walks over the first 20, 30. He's real quick off the mark, but I reckon over 100, I might just pip him at the post. If he's listening. He'll listen.
He will be. Now, Clarkie, you're from down Albany way, or you spent some time down in Albany, mate. Just talk us about that. How did you enjoy Albany? It's very cold during winter time. And who did you play footy and cricket for down there?
I was in Albany briefly, I should say, before I came up to Perth and was at boarding school. But, I was there short. You're right, bloody cold. Weather in winter's miserable.
Yep.
And pretty much like Geelong in the winter. And footy and cricket, I can't even remember who I played cricket for. It was a bit for, under like the junior 14 sides, so you just flipped around and, they made little Mickey Mouse names for them. But I also played footy for Railways.
Oh, Raleighs. Oh, the Tigers,
Yeah.
mate. Yeah, interesting. I was a North Albany man myself. But, mate, so did you ever go up to junior country cricket or anything like that? Ever ponder up to the Flag in Motor Lodge they stay for Albany?
Oh, I did actually. Yeah, I played 2 years of that. Probably got spanked around for 4 days in a row. Most times I went up there.
Right, nothing like that pool at the Flag in Motor Lodge, but after a hot day's cricket, mate, just jumping in there and just kids going hell for leather trying to kill each other in the pool.
Yeah, then straight out down the Caltex, bottle of Coke and a couple of chocolates.
That's it. That is it, 100%. Mate, just some other questions around the club. We talked to the Don last week about, or to whenever it was, how long ago? 4 weeks ago now,
like
about best looking roosters down the club. Who do you reckon's in the top 3 best looking blokes at the club currently?
Certainly not me. Fifey's got to be up there.
Yeah, you have to say that, don't you? He's probably going to listen. You got to say that, don't you?
Mate, he's got the light. He's got a nice rig. Fifey's he's probably if number 1. Number 2, I'll get Drizzy in there. Nathan O'Driscoll.
Oh, well,
Driz.
Throw the Drizz in. He's got a ripping personality. Really infectious bloke. And then number 3, I'll throw the Don in. He rates himself. You can tell by how many shirtless selfies he posts. So he's trying hard, so I might as well throw him in there as well.
Nice. Mate, the start of the season, the pre-season, when we played the Eagles down at Lathlane, which is my local, mate, and watching you steam through the middle and kick one from about 75 straight through the big sticks, is there some form of instruction that if you get on the end of it, if you're close, if you're within 70 metres, you're a real show? Have you got the green light to kick it anywhere from thereabouts?
Oh, the forwards, probably not from the forwards. I'll probably give myself the green light. But no, I try to pass them off and get them to my teammates' advantage when I can. And if the forwards just happen to be leading out of the goal square and let me roll one through, I might have a crack at it. So, but no, I look to, pass them off when I can. Obviously, sometimes as a backman, your job's not to kick goals because there's a reason I'm playing at the other half of the ground.
Yeah, that's it, mate. One final one from me that we usually finish on, but weirdest unit at the club, mate. Who's the biggest spooky guy out there?
The spookiest, it'd have to be the Duck, Wayne, Matt Taverner.
Yeah,
just call him Wayne. Matt Taverner. He just does some spooky things like. And I actually, it's not weird. It's just funky, and I like it. He's actually just so different.
That's good.
Nice.
Different cat. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah. Look, one more for me, mate. Longest kick.
Did you see Nathan Wilson's barrel last week in the waffle?
No, I missed that one. I must admit.
Yeah.
It was a rebound 50 and an inside 50 in the same kick. You'd have to go Wills.
Bloody hell.
When Wills gets onto him. Yeah, he can kick him a long way.
And how good was it to get up with Nathan Wilson and Luke Ryan's milestone matches today?
Yeah, no, awesome. Those two blokes at the club, everyone absolutely loves playing with them because if you're ever in any trouble and need 2 blokes to fly in and stand up for you, they're usually there before you even batter your eyelids. So, the boys love playing for those guys, and it's always nice to win milestone matches. And a credit to Wills. He's been a really good leader for the young boys, even though he probably hasn't played as much footy in the ones. And, it's a credit to Wills.
All right, fantastic. Thanks for being on the show, Jordan. Mate, if you ever
No
get a
worries,
chance to get down to Albany in winter, don't do it. It's terrible, isn't it? But summertime's good. So make sure if you're ever down there, maybe come down over here cricket or something like that. It'd be good.
Yeah, yep. No, I'll pencil that in.
Albany, what's it called? The Southern Smash. They've got the T20 competition, mate.
Yeah.
Maybe you could get into that. Play some T20.
Yeah, throw me wicket away and get smacked. So that'd be fun.
All right, thank you, Jordan.
Thanks, mate.
All right, thanks, lads.
All righty, well, that wraps up the show. Thank you to Jordan Clark for joining us. Oz, another fantastic win by the Freo Dockers after getting out to a great lead, but just really hanging on in the end for dear life. But, yeah, good work by the boys. We move on to St Kilda next week. Hopefully get a W there and then back here back-to-back Saturday night matches, mate. I tell you what, it's got me licking them, mate.
One of the most important things that we did not discuss today was any lid discussion. The lid.
Well, the lid kind of it started going, and then it
was like a
last quarter.
Tupperware lid where you pop
Yeah.
the top, and then the steam comes out, and we're getting excited, but then just close it again.
Yeah, steam was in, then it was out. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Remember, subscribe, rate, and review. We're the Purple Rain 95 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So give us a follow. And every Monday we have a podcast that's out called the Purple Rain. So get around that as well. But thanks for watching. Remember to give it a like just here on subscribe, like. That's usually the thing, isn't it? Right here for the YouTube channel. And
You
thanks.
can find the merch here as well. You can find the merch at the Purple Rain.
Yeah, merch. I'm wearing the old school thing, so this is from the. Have they still got these for sale? No, don't think so. That's a one-off. But
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Anyway, guys,
All
thank you. Bye.
Yeah.